Yeah, we're
live.
Hey,
we are live.
Now I'm scared.
Hello, everybody. I am with
everyone.
Some guy called Glenn Callaway from the basement. I've never heard of him before. Sam St. John, Robert's on my turntable, and a new guest to the live chat for the first time, Jim Newstead from the UK.
Hello, how you doing?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Jim join us.
So I hope everybody checks out everybody's channel and subscribes.
Please.
I love Jim's channel. He just recently listened to Yes's Tornado on vinyl, and you enjoyed it, Jim.
I did. Yeah. This bad boy.
Yeah. And then today I saw you you listened to King Gizzard's latest album, and that I didn't listen to all of it. I didn't have time, but it sounds great.
It's so it's not the latest. It's 2016.
Okay.
But called Nonagon Infinity.
Yeah.
And again, it's another one that was recommended to me by the listeners. And I don't know, it absolutely blew me away. So it's a proper psychedelic, really interesting rocking. I mean, it goes. There's no pause. All the songs kind of blend into one another, so you can fade in and out at any point, and it could loop the whole album at any point, and it's just carries on. It's genius, absolutely genius.
And they make so many albums. I think they make like 2 or 3 albums a year, and they're all different. Like it's not all the same. Like they're very talented young people.
No, that's exactly what people have been saying. So you listen to one record, you'll never hear the same thing again. Although they have their sort of their DNA all the way through the records.
Yeah,
every single record is completely different. So apparently this one was, because I thought it was, this is their psychedelic one. No, this is the one where everything is one long song sort of thing.
Wow,
but split into lots of bits. But they do one which they're a thrash metal band. Then I think they do one where it's sort of very, very proggy, and then I'll do another one which is probably jazz fusion, and they're just mixed loads of stuff in there. But I've yet to obviously listen to only a little bit of it, so there's a long way to go.
That's King Gizzard?
King Gizzard and the
Lizard
Wizard.
Lizard. It's like
Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Lizard Wizards,
Wow.
If you're going to name a band, maybe name it something like Yes.
Robert, they're kind of a progressive psychedelic band.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
I missed who you are talking about, lads. We are talking about King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. There's too many people. I know. I was thinking I might have to boot Glenn Callaway from the basement.
Yeah, please. Before you boot me out, I need to say something to Derek. Derek, he messaged me through Facebook to my Instagram page, and then it asked me to accept the message, and I accept it, and then it doesn't give me any way to message him back. So Derek, I just want to say I didn't ignore you. I because I'm old and stupid, I couldn't figure out how to message you back. So my apologies.
Glenn's just high on the hog in Florida.
Yeah.
No sunburn. Did you go? Have you gone record shopping yet?
Today I went to one store. I went to 2 stores. One I didn't like.
Nice.
And another one amazing called Rock and Roll Heaven. You should look it up on the internet. It's all memorabilia, T-shirts, and tons of records. I found the records a bit pricey. Like used records are going US money for like 20, 30, 35 bucks. That's a lot of money for a used record. Wow.
That's normal. Yeah.
Is it normal in the States?
Being the fella from the US? Yeah, it's even my record store here, I've only got the one, and 20 minutes from, well, not even, it's 10 minutes now from where I live. And yeah, just a standard, I don't know, Herb Alpert album, you're looking $20.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. We're about 10 Canadian funds. We're $10 to $20 for a used record, pretty much.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is and how valuable it is.
I was going to say there must be something to do with the scarcity of it as well. So
if it's something scarce, I mean, it's $50 or $100 or whatever it is. Yeah, that doesn't change anyway. But just for common albums, though, man.
$20. I've got a message from my girlfriend Molly for all of us. Here we go.
What a good-looking group.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Who's the best looking?
Thank you, Molly.
Which one? Which one of us is the best looking?
Don't answer that.
It's a group effort. Yeah.
Oh, I was
Did
hoping
anyone
this
like
question wouldn't come
Meatloaf?
up.
I was never a big fan, but he was some.
Yeah, I say I've actually got his CD there, the Bat Out of Hell, just purely because of today. I was when I was a kid, probably sort of 9, 10, or even maybe 11. I suddenly became aware of his music, or certainly Bat Out of Hell. And up to that point, I'd not really paid much attention to rock music at all. But that's absolutely instrumental in me suddenly discovering guitar-based sort of epic music, and I'm forever grateful for that record for doing that for me and for Meatloaf. So I'm very sad about his passing and about what he's contributed to the world with his music. Obviously, Jim Steinmay's as well, but it's but the way he sang and the way he delivered and the theatrical presence that he had.
Theatrical presence, yeah.
And sad that there was such a short period of time between him and Steinman's passing.
Yeah.
And
I have that album as well. I listen
that
to it every once
comedian
in a while.
passed away today.
Louis Anderson passed away today.
Louis Anderson, 68.
Yeah.
I think he had cancer though.
Yeah.
He was battling cancer. I put Meatloaf on my turntable today, and it just made a mess. Like the needles just covered in ground beef and tomatoes. Soup.
Too much tomatoes, yeah.
He did a cameo for my buddy Laura's dad last year, and they were just
that's neat.
with it. Yeah. His performance of the national anthem,
I didn't know. He did.
name is amazing.
Not as good as Roseanne Barr's.
Oh my God!
Which one of you made my computer weird? It was probably Glenn Callaway from the basement or Jim.
I think it's me from the UK. Yeah,
because he's in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm blaming it on Jim.
Yeah, most people do.
Good evening, everybody, or rather, good afternoon for you in Canada and the US and the UK, which is
don't forget the UK.
evening.
Yeah, us people in the US.
It's almost Jim's bedtime
now.
It's getting that way. Well, it's not actually. It's only just gone 9 o'clock, but it's.
Todd Rundgren was all over that album.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he produced it and he played guitar on it. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
your opinion. There you go, Glenn, and whoever else.
Love it.
Yeah, I
love
it.
Yep. Yeah, it was my album of the year last year.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I would love for him to do another. I love it. It's definitely one of those albums that it's a mood. Like I want to listen to it when I'm, sitting, like a quiet summer night is kind of what I think of. And it sets an atmosphere. I loved it.
If he doesn't make any more new albums, then he'd be going out in a big high as far as I'm concerned.
But we don't talk about that.
No.
Yeah. Not these days. Yeah.
Thanks, Kimmo.
Todd Rundgren.
Huge Todd Rundgren fan here, and I did not know that. Yep.
Oh.
And he also produced Sparks' first album. Jim, have you heard of Sparks?
I've heard of them, yes. And I don't know. I can't think of. Tell me, they had a really big famous song, didn't they?
This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us.
That's the one. Yeah.
Was a big hit. Yeah.
He produced this one too.
Yep, Todd Rundgren. Yep, we're an American band.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Barry Bowman says, "Hey."
Double
Barry.
B. Hey, Barry.
He also produced XTC's Skylarking, Glenn.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jeez. Todd was a busy guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of the Stephen Wilson of the day.
Yeah. I would consider him, just like Stephen Wilson, like a musical genius. Like,
where would Todd have found the time to record that great song "Hello, It's Me" with all this producing?
I like that song. Yeah, we like XTC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gang's growing. Yeah, we've had children.
We're like rabbits.
The gang's growing.
Yeah. And then he was in the band Naz, Todd, before his solo career. Michael
and
Garba.
Utopia. I have a bunch of Utopia albums.
Yeah. So let's talk about each other's channels, like we always do. Glenn, you may go first. I'll put you on the solo here, just a second.
And you can talk about anybody's channel.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't talk about your own channel because that's being kind of selfish.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Glenn Callaway from the basement. Right now, I'm Glenn Callaway from Orlando, Florida. But yeah, just love to talk about bands I'm into and new records that come into the house and whatever else that comes up. I'm on a big caravan kick now, prog band from the Canterbury scene in England, and yeah, kind of exploring all that whole thing right now. So yeah, come on over and hang out. That's all I got.
Okay. Sam, I'll let you go next.
Well, I'm Sam St. John. That's the channel name and my name. And I, like Glenn, just, talk about all sorts of music. Americana is my specialty. I love Van Morrison, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty. I just did a review on this album right here by the Lumineers. They're an indie band. I love their music, but that's the kind of stuff that I like. I love, modern stuff like the Lumineers, the Head and the Heart, the Avett Brothers. So if you like any of that stuff, if you like Van Morrison, the Beatles, Tom Petty, swing on by. I love John Prine, and then I'll also occasionally play some music myself. So come check me out at Sam St. John.
Cool. And Robert, it says here, kick from studio. No, I don't want to do that yet. There you go.
It's Robert from On My Turntable. I talk a lot about classic rock and progressive rock. Just have a contest. I started a contest today for a push to 700 subs. Hopefully I'll get over that pretty quick and move on to 1,000. So check out that contest, enter and enjoy. Just watched a couple of videos, the people entering today. So thank you so much for that. Love to talk about music, and my collection is growing, but I promised myself to slow down on my buying. I want to rediscover some of the stuff I have in my discography and rediscover it, talk about it, and that type of thing. So that's my goal. I don't know if I'll live up to it or not, but I'll keep trying on that one. But Robert's on my turntable.
Cool. And Jim, I apologize, but we don't have time for you to promote your channel today.
Yeah, we're done. That's it. Well, thanks for the chat, guys.
Hey, well, I'm Jim. Jim Newstead. This is the same name as the channel as well. I started off probably about 4 years ago, just doing some reactions, listening to various bits of music that I'd never heard before, and it kind of blossomed and ballooned and grew and grew and grew. And I think probably what's really been interesting for me is in the last sort of 2 years plus, certainly since just before the pandemic started, I started listening almost exclusively to everything on vinyl and getting a lot of recommendations from people for bands that had completely passed me by. So were sort of a little bit too early for me. So things like Yes, I obviously I know of Yes, but I'd never listened to them. And Jethro Tull and Genesis and all these sort of really big heavyweight 70s prog bands. I've sort of got this real amazing journey I've been on, sort of discovering this music and sharing it album at a time. So literally doing a whole album, listening through and doing it on vinyl. And what's been really interesting is the comments I'm getting back from a lot of people is just taking people back to when they were kids themselves or when they were first discovering listening to music and sort of sitting with a mate listening to music around at someone's house and getting all the pops and the scratches and the records. It's skipping. I have to move it on. Just the organic sound of it is, and it's just such a lovely thing. It's such a community, and I feel almost like this sort of big sort of sense of responsibility now, rather than it being a sort of a selfish thing for me that I'm discovering. I can't believe how much it's moved people when they're listening to it, and it's just
awesome.
a wonderful,
that's awesome.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Yeah, it's lovely. It's such a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. It's I've my collection. I mean, I had a lot of vinyl anyway. I don't know if you can. If I just spin it around, you can see there's a fair amount there, but it's maybe about sort of 350, 400 records now. Oops, my camera's falling down. I knew that was going to happen. And then I've got a load of CDs over there as well. So I try to use physical stuff rather than just sort of downloads and sort of ripping it off YouTube, because that kind of just takes away from the spirit of what it's all about for me. Music is there and it's a visceral, real, physical thing if you can hold it and touch it, and especially if it's a second-hand one. You've got all these sort of blemishes and the scars and everything that the records. It's got a story that it's telling, that it's brought with it from someone else's collection, and I just love that connection back through time. Right, I've rambled on. That's it. That's
Well said.
You want to find out who wrote their name on that and who that person is, and that type of thing.
Yeah, totally.
I'm curious. You say you play music on your channel?
I do. Yeah.
How do you get away without?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Copywritten strikes.
I don't get strikes. I cannot monetize a single video. I never have been able to.
Okay.
So there are adverts that are played on all my videos, but it goes straight back to the artist.
Right.
So nothing comes to me at all. I set up a buymeacoffee.com site page probably about 6 months ago, which people, if they feel that they want to contribute and help, they can do like that, which is nice. And I'm thinking about trying to do some merch, because everybody does, but it's kind of all early days. I'm not here to make money. I'm just doing it for the music point of view.
Cool.
That's very cool.
Glenn, you have a question.
Florida is amazing. It's awesome. Having a great time and really nice. I have a question for Jim. How's the record stores around your area? Is there lots to choose from, or?
There are. I suppose, in all honesty, because of the situation we've been in recently, most of my buying's been online. So I've done quite a lot of stuff off Discogs, off eBay, and bits and pieces. There's a big record shop in Scotland called Asai Records, who I have bought quite a few bits and pieces from. The Mars Volta box set that came out last year, I don't know if you're aware of that, the big one. So I got that. I think that was the last one in Europe, and they had that. That was a good find. But there are not that many small independent stores left now. There are some. You have to sort of really look for them. And certainly where I'm in Milton Keynes, there's one or two, but they're very trying to think of the right word. Just small. They're not hugely. If you go to London, there's you've got Rough Trade there, or you've got some big stores, but locally there's not. We've got HMV, which is a big high street chain. They mostly sell games and DVDs, although the DVDs are sort of less and less now. But they've just started in the last year majoring back on vinyl again, because they realise that it's selling. So they've sort of filled up the front of the store with vinyl. But it's obviously a lot of reissues and a lot of stuff that, well, why is this on vinyl? And it's kind of, I know obviously people want to buy it, but it's all the Adele stuff and
digital cuts.
It's just it's a weird thing. It's just it's on vinyl for the sake of it.
HMV made a big push in Canada for a few years, and then they went broke here.
Did they?
Sunrise. Yeah, they had a big flagship store in
Yeah.
Toronto, and
and
then another record chain bought their mall stores, but they had a big flagship store in downtown Toronto that ended up going under. Yeah.
There's another gentleman in London or the UK, Rob Walker. He talks a lot about boot sales. People selling. Do you go to a lot of boot sales as well?
I have done in the past. Haven't done for a few years actually. So things like that, charity shops, which I think are called thrift stores, aren't they? Where you are, but, they're sort of good places to go for as well, to find bargain records. Yeah,
awesome.
So a question from Derek, strange question. What pre-fame demos and rarities do you all like or would like to hear? I actually love Elton's late 60s demo stuff, awesome stuff, and of course the Beatles Anthology 1 stuff.
I didn't realize Elton John had a lot. I've always wondered about that. You don't hear a lot of Elton John demo stuff, do you?
It's probably because he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Regimental Sergeant Zippo that came out for Record Store Day was big. It was, supposed to be his debut album before the Elton John album, and I think it was released it was like 1967, 68, those recordings. Kind of Beatle-y psychedelic stuff. So I think, and Van Morrison's the same way. He has a lot of stuff that he's written, but it's never been like his archives are being held back, I think, until he passes. That's what's happened with Tom Petty, and I think Bob Dylan and Neil Young, Springsteen are kind of the exceptions to the rule. They're releasing it while they're still living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they're the ones I'd like to answer his question, the Dylan stuff, and which there's just a wealth of all the bootleg stuff. And
I'd love to hear Tom Waits, some more Tom Waits.
Yeah, that'd be awesome too. You never hear much of that. Yeah, and Grateful Dead,
Waits.
Obviously, archival stuff.
The Dead.
There's a ton of it. Yeah.
Larry, did you already watch the bonus material of the Sparks Brothers? The scene when Russell and Ron met Todd Rundgren is really great. Yeah, I've seen the bonus. It's the bonus. The Blu-ray is awesome because it's like double, and it's got a full-length concert too. So, yeah, excellent.
Cool. Glenn, sit still.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the sun out of the
It
back.
says here, I can choose to remove from stream.
I was just trying to make it easier on you guys so the sun wasn't shining on my back.
Oh,
there you go.
I don't want to see your back. Luminize
Sam, there's one for you.
Yeah, they they do a version of Walls by Tom Petty, which is fantastic. And that Wesley Schultz, who's the lead singer, he's got a killer emotional voice. I know that they gave a lot of nice tributes when Petty passed, because they were some of the last folks to open for him before he passed away in 2017.
Why do I think they're a Celtic band? Are they like the kind of a Celtic?
No, they're from the U.S. I'm not sure if they're from the Seattle area or where they're from, but they're kind of like came out around the same time as like when Mumford and Sons were starting like that folk revival that happened in the 2000s. My favorite is Blood on the Tracks. Is my favorite Dylan album. I love Infidels as well, and maybe Shot of Love, which is kind of like the curveball.
Shot of Love is a top 3 Dylan album.
It's my favorite.
That's like, anybody who thinks Shot of Love is a top 3 Dylan album probably isn't a big fan of the White Album, I'm thinking.
As a matter of fact,
well, Jim, by the way, Sam hates the White Album. It's his least favorite album of all time.
Yeah.
That's inaccurate, but actually, I was going to mention
half the subscribers.
Yeah, I was going to mention actually, I've been delving into the extra discs on the box set. I listened to 3 of the discs today for the first time, and it was great.
Yeah,
it was well worth purchasing the larger box set.
Yeah.
So,
Glenn, your 3 favorite Dylan albums?
Blonde on Blonde, John Wesley Harding, and Blood on the Tracks.
Jim, do you have any?
I've got a lot of Bob Dylan actually, but I haven't listened to a great deal of it yet. I inherited it all. I haven't inherited it. That's wrong because he's still alive. But my uncle bequeathed it to me. So I've got a huge chunk of them here, which at some point I need to sit down and actually work through. And I also got some band ones in there as well.
Oh, cool
stuff. So yeah, nice. I've got it, but I just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But,
my favorite is Slow Train Coming, and then Highway 61 Revisited, and probably his Greatest Hits, Volume 2.
That's cheating.
And Robert, do you have any 3?
I only have the Slow Train Coming album. That was in a box of albums that I purchased. I don't have any other Dylan stuff. No, I'm not a big fan of him. Not that I've anything wrong with him, but I just don't have a lot of the stuff. So
kick him off, Larry.
Yeah,
kick him off. I'm done. See ya.
Robert hates Bob Dylan, and Sam hates the
White Album. Yeah,
you're throwing words in my face.
Yeah,
no.
Is the stream buffering for you guys? No.
It's okay.
I was in Sam's last night. Now I told you I wasn't going to buy any albums. I do have to look just to get that out of my system. They were playing. I had to ask the guy who they were playing, and it was the second Greta Van Fleet album.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that is an amazing sounding album.
Yep. We got a lot of crap about them a couple of weeks ago on one of these streams.
It sounded so good.
I know.
almost went over and picked it up, but I said no, I can't. But yeah, it's a good sounding album.
Jim,
Very progressive.
Do you
Very
like them a lot? Have you heard Greta Van Fleet, Jim?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're sort of. I know, obviously, they were very sort of Led Zeppy when they started off. I think they're sort of trying to forge their own sort of path now, which is always good to see. Because I was thinking, I guess it's going to end up being a bit of a cliche if they're not careful. But no, I'm glad they've started to do something else now.
It's one of those things where how many different bands have we heard where the first album sounds like somebody else?
Yeah.
I mean, even Bob Dylan. I mean, he just full on Woody Guthrie on his first album.
Yeah.
Even the Beatles, were like that. So I agree that they're moving their own direction.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the music critic wants me to start banjo tutorials. I could do them. I'm not sure. I'd probably get like 3 viewers per video, but I'd like to do like an in-depth banjo thing one day. So I will.
Yeah, that's right. Sparks have demos from before their first album, which are really good. And Blue Oyster Cult, remember that album, Glenn? The whatever it's called. But you had it and you gave it a really good rating when Soft White Underbelly or whatever the name was. Yeah. He produced the Tubes. He produced The Pursuit of Happiness. He helped produce the band. Their early Todd Rundgren, so he's all over the place.
All over the place.
He produced your album too, didn't he, Larry?
He did, actually. I just don't like bragging.
Yeah.
So,
you don't want to name drop too much on these streams.
Did he mention they got a Christmas card from Sean and Yoko?
Well,
no, I've never heard that one before.
Be more impressed if you get a Valentine's Day card.
That's for me.
Yeah. What is your favorite album of 1965?
Oh gosh,
It would have to be a
Rubber
Dylan
Soul.
album.
It could be Help.
Highway 61.
Yeah.
That was from 66.
I have no idea.
No
idea.
I
think
I have
Highway
to go
61
through and
was
find
65,
out.
maybe.
Jim is only 24 years old, so he doesn't remember 1965.
I wish.
Neil Young, yes. Beatles, Rubber Soul, yeah.
Muppets.
Yes.
Classic, The Muppets.
What was George Martin involved in pre-Beatles? He did some comedy records, I believe, right?
Yeah. A singer called Matt Monroe, who I think was a huge star in England at the time, like a crooner. And then he did all the Goon shows with Peter Sellers.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes. Rest in peace, Meatloaf and Louis Anderson.
I think they were brothers. That's the odd thing.
What?
Meatloaf and Louis Anderson were brothers.
I did not know
the same
that.
day. Yeah.
I did not know that. No.
It's too early for jokes, Glenn.
Oh. But if you say something like that, people will believe it now. I'll bet I'll see it in the paper tomorrow. That Meatloaf and Louis Anderson.
No, we were asked that before, but no.
I
like
double
history
album.
the way
Do not
it is.
mess with perfection.
Yeah.
That's
Glenn, here's one for you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
That's a great record, man. It took me 100 listens to get it, but I agree.
Jim, have you heard Captain Beefheart?
Yeah, I've got a record of his, and I also got one where he was doing stuff with Frank Zappa as well.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of him. He's a bit of a mad one, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, actually, there are some albums that are more not as weird. They're like Clear Spot is one of them, but they're just good. Like and he can sing too. Like he. But some of his albums are a bit out there.
Oh, really hard to.
But I was thinking his Trout Mask Replica would be good for your channel.
Yeah.
A first listen to.
Maybe I think it might be quite an interesting one to watch.
Larry, I saw Bongo Fury, which is the Zappa Beefheart album.
That's awesome.
I saw that today at the record store, $45. But I don't see that on vinyl very often at all. I'm tempted.
Wow.
I am so tempted.
I got that off eBay, probably about £8.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. About 2 years ago or 18 months ago, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm part of the Handsome family, obviously.
We all are.
Yeah, this is the Handsome family. This is the name of the group.
Yeah.
I don't know the Handsome family. Wilco, I got into their album AM earlier in 2021 when I was kind of going through some of their catalog. I think Jeff Tweedy is a great songwriter and a killer singer. I haven't really gotten into a whole lot of their deeper catalog other than the AM record, which I loved. What's it called? Could have been ashamed, should have been afraid. I can't remember what it was called. And I've looked for that. That one's out of print, and I've looked for that one online to try to purchase, and it can be fairly pricey. But they're ones that I'm going to slowly probably get into over time. But there's a group that I like called the Wild Feathers that I've mentioned quite a bit, and they're often compared to Wilco. So I feel like I can merge the two worlds at some point.
How about Sunvolt? Because Sunvolt and Wilco came out of the Uncle Tupelo band, right? They'd split up.
I think so. I don't know Sunvolt.
Yeah, really good, really good.
Jim, I have a question for you. What do you know? What vinyl record you're going to be listening to next?
Nope.
No.
I literally have no specific plan. My channel just sort of lumbers shambolically from one video to the next with no clear vision of what I'm going to do at all. It just really, I can't be bothered to listen. I really don't want to listen to that. That'll do.
Wow, cool.
There's no real clear. You can see it's not a business. I'm not. So no, it's it definitely won't be Yes, because I've just done that, and it won't be King Gizzard. Possibly some Marillion. I don't know, but that's kind of potentially going to be coming up.
Have you checked out any of the Canterbury scene? Do you listen to any Caravan or anything like that? Or
I know. No, I haven't actually. I think I've got some Caravan, but I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just passionate about it right now.
Worst album cover. I have a couple.
Oh yeah, that's a bad
Emerson,
one.
Lake and Palmer's Love Beach.
Whoa, that's like
Love Beach.
Oh yeah, it makes you throw up in your mouth a little bit when you look at that one.
Yeah.
And Crosby, Stills, and Nash's Live It Up.
Live It Up.
With the hot dogs on the cover in outer space. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Well, I think that Emerson, Lake and Palmer trilogy is also not a very good one.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of. I mean, that's not the nicest one in the world either.
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
That green. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
What about Pull It by the Monkees, Glenn?
Yeah, that's a bad one.
It matches the title. They're in a pool.
It does. It works.
Yeah.
Revolt.
6.
We know what Glenn's is.
Blonde on Blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Revolver would be a close second, though.
What do you think of Beefheart pre-Trout Mask, like Mirror Man, Strictly Personal? I can't get into those. I love his debut album with the Magic Band, but Mirror Man and Strictly Personal, I'm still trying to get into them. Sam.
I know Fleet Foxes. I don't. I've listened to a couple of their records, and maybe because I was listening to it while I was working, I couldn't fully get behind it. But I feel like they're a band that I would get into because I love Lord Huron, and I love the Lumineers and Avett Brothers and groups like that. So they're one of those bands that I think that I could jump back into. But I think because I listened to them at work, I couldn't fully invest into it. But yes, I do.
I had one of their albums once. I can't remember which one, but it reminded me of Crosby, Stills, and Nash in a way.
Oh, really?
I don't know, but that's what I got out of it.
Favorite Meatloaf song for me would be "Bad Out of Hell."
I second that.
Yeah.
I don't know enough of this stuff to give it an educated answer. So
yeah, I agree with Sam.
I mean, I know the hits, but so I don't feel like I can do it.
In my opinion, I think Help album is better than the White Album, but I still love the White Album.
Well, let's not get going here again.
Yeah, that bus has run me over several times.
What was the or bring it all back? Oh, what is your favorite album? 67. This is gonna Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah, Sgt. Pepper's.
But there's so many. Sgt. 67 is just an epic year.
Paul who though? He's not saying Paul who.
Paul Weller.
Paul Weller's best solo album. I've never listened to Paul Weller's solo.
Paul
McCartney's best solo album is Ram for me.
It is for me too.
I like Graceland.
Paul McCartney made Graceland.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I did too.
It's very open-ended, this question.
That was. Well, it could be Paul from Peter, Paul, and Mary when he broke off and did his own solo album.
Jim, are you a fan of the Beatles?
I do like the Beatles, yes. Of course.
Well, you never know.
Well, it's it's kind of almost compulsory. And I don't mean it in a funny way. I don't find anything bad about them at all. I mean, I find them quite charming in their early career, and that they developed into something quite different as they went through the years. They were quite a innovative, interesting. That's a stupid thing to say. They are probably one of the most important bands ever, aren't they? And it's
yeah.
To say the least, yeah.
White Album is too long.
It's too long.
Favorite Otis Redding song, Dock of the Bay.
How about Try a Little Tenderness?
Ooh.
I think I only know Dock of the Bay. I don't have a lot of. I don't have any.
You should get some of his albums, man.
Yeah.
He does some Beatles covers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does quite a few Beatles covers.
Yeah. He's amazing.
I was gonna. Jim mentioned Genesis earlier. Have you seen them on their current tour? Did you get to see that leg, like the last domino? I think is what it was called.
Have I?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I've not seen it. No. I've seen video footage of little bits and pieces from it. But again, that's a very different band now.
I'm
not sure they should have done it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
My take on Genesis is I quite like what they were doing sort of 40 years ago. But
Yeah.
This one's for Larry.
Yeah. My favorite one is Fear of Music. I don't know about anybody else.
What's the one with the monkey on the cover?
Naked.
That's the one I like. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name right off the bat. But.
There's so many. They had so many albums, didn't they? I think 77. The first one had Psycho Killer on it. I love that record.
Ray Charles record.
Where he sings the country album.
Well, that's pretty big one.
Modern Sounds.
Yeah,
Modern Sounds
country music. Yeah, but I like Ray Charles Genius Sings the Blues. Great album.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to subscribe. I just keep forgetting.
He means to. He just keeps on forgetting.
We're not subscribed to each other. When I didn't join his Patreon channel and give him $1.99 a month, he unsubscribed from my channel. He's a vindictive bastard.
Sam, this one's for you.
Yeah, no comment on that.
68. So many.
The White Album.
Probably the White Album, honestly.
Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Didn't Green River come out in 68?
Ooh, Green River.
Could have.
I think that was 69.
It's an amazing. I love this album.
Yeah.
It's an amazing album. Yeah.
They released, I think, 3 albums.
In the same year. Yeah.
I've never owned a Volkswagen 60s or 70s minibus.
Jim, have you?
Owned a Volkswagen minibus? No.
We get asked everything on this channel.
Yeah. Especially tonight.
Is there a license plate number or something you're going to call up next to tell us to move our car or something?
I've heard Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
Yeah.
That's another one that seems too long.
Well, who isn't? I'm more of a fan of his wine than I am of his films. He's got a great winery in Napa Valley. But yeah, The Godfather's the best movie ever made.
Wow.
Oh, Sticky Fingers is an awesome album cover.
Great cover.
Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
I thought Spinal Tap Sniff the Glove was supposed to be the worst album cover. I think Band on the Run is his best.
Hard to argue.
Paul Simon?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so funny how the comments are coming in. It's like you're shuffling cards. Yeah. So there's a conversation about.
I do a lot of work here, Jim. The other guys, they just sit there like
just sit around,
and I'm sweating away. Like
that's why they pay you the big bucks, Larry.
Yeah.
Jim, are you into any of those British kind of the folky psych bands or whatever they were called in the 60s and 70s? Fairpoint Convention and No, not really. No, I might be. They might be something I ought to investigate. I think sort of having listened to some Jethro Tull now and sort of hearing the sort of like the folk element of that coming through. I think in the past it just it's not really music for me. I didn't really want to invest in it and listen to it, but having discovered Jethro Tull is actually pretty good. Yes. I think it may be a gateway now into hearing some of this other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, well, Legion Leaf and Unhalf-Breaking are both great albums from Fort Convention.
Oh, okay.
He has a new album coming out, doesn't he? Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
Well, the band name has an album coming out.
Yeah.
Well, Ian Anderson's in it. He's still doing
Ian
it.
Anderson is the driving force.
I felt the song they released, it seemed a little too polished to me. It just didn't have that feel. I don't know. I was a bit disappointed, but
Martin Barr is coming to my area.
He's coming to the Empire Theater.
He's coming here too. Yeah,
with two of the original guys, right?
Yeah, Clive Barker and I forget who else. Yeah, I saw them a couple of years ago. Amazing. Really, get a chance to go. It's
a small venue. It's a 400-person venue.
Oh, I saw him in a little club that couldn't have been more than 50 people there. It was incredible.
Wow, it's kind of sad for him though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do any of you know the Northern Pikes, a great Canadian band, and I'm friends with them?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Good.
I think I ate one time.
Yeah.
Number 9 sounds like Zappa. Not really.
Rolling Stone Sucking in the 70s is they had quite a few. There's that one, the greatest hits called Grrr with the gorilla on the cover.
Oh yeah.
That was a bad album cover.
Larry, I bought Grrr on Blu-ray audio.
No, it's Grrr.
Grrr on Blu-ray audio when it came out for like $20. I just sold it to a guy for $100.
Wow.
He doesn't get this channel. He has so much money now.
He's probably watching this channel now. So.
Oh, gee, sorry. Did I say I paid $20 for that? I made a mistake.
Yeah. Well, Hell on Wheels was on the American and Canadian version of Band on the Run, just not in the UK. So in the new archive, box set, it's not on the original Band on the Run, but it's on the bonus disc, which is fine. But yeah, it should have been on the UK version.
So that wasn't the session musician playing the tambourine Helen Wheels, was it?
I had that on Wings Over America. I love that live album. It's cool.
I know the Mountain Goats and I know Neutral Milk Hotel. Not well, but I know it enough.
Helen Rolls Rocks. Try Tenderness. Yeah, great song. Try a little Tenderness. Mr. Pitiful's good.
Stop Making Sense, Glenn. I think that's for you.
And
Glenn,
he wrote
Sense.
Otis wrote Respect too. Let's not forget that. He's got a great version of that too.
Yeah. Otis could sing the phone book, and
he was amazing, incredible singer and performer. Tragic death.
Okay, a final question, because we're not going up all the way up to 2020.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time.
Abbey Road's 6. What? No, that'd be Let It Be. Let It Be would be 1970. No.
Yeah, Let It Be would be. Yeah.
Let It Be was 70.
So what else came out in 70?
Paranoid, Black Sabbath.
I'll say 3.
Yeah, Zeppelin 3.
Sorry, I
yeah.
just did a video today, so all my albums are still out.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
handy. That's handy.
You want 71? I think this is 71 here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my favorite album ever. Yeah, so I just did a video on. This was part of my contest, so that's why.
We've
I've got
already
all these
promoted your channel, Robert. Just stop.
Hey, I try to get all the plugs I can get. I wish I could play
Robert,
these albums
you've
on
spoken enough, okay?
Yeah, that's
We
gotta.
get it, okay? Everybody subscribe to Robert.
Yeah, and then
I
just,
just-
yeah.
Get the other.
Jeez.
Let the other people talk, Robert.
Yeah.
You're so controlling. You're so controlling.
So that's Zeppelin 3, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite
That's
Stevie
a
Wonder
strange one. What a coincidence. Led Zeppelin 3 was by a band called Led Zeppelin. It's
Wow.
weird that happened.
song. Stevie Wonder song.
I love Higher Ground.
Superstition. Probably.
I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of the song. I can't think of the title song I like.
Jim, this one's for you.
Go for it.
Jim, I'm sorry, your time is up.
Okay. I can't remember. Is it Five Guys?
Five Guys?
Wow.
Yeah.
They're
So
all
they,
over, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I
yeah.
didn't know they were in England too.
no, they've been here a couple of years, but I'm not a big fan of McDonald's and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
when they came over, I said, "Oh, this is actually how a burger should be. This is good."
It's a
Yeah,
good,
they're pretty good.
great French fry as well.
Yeah.
Except you order a French fries from them and they give you a paper bag full of
Sack,
enough French fries to feed the world.
Yeah.
Is that a complaint, Glenn?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
It came with panties.
Yeah.
I have a Billie Holiday Greatest Hits CD on my shelf.
I need some Billie Holiday. I like her a lot.
Which was the most
Probably
disappointing one.
Pet Sounds,
Do
honestly.
you know what people are going to say? It's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for me. Yeah.
Tomato.
I like
No.
Toronto.
It's that Eagles album that they released through Walmart, East of Eden, or what was it called?
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
on down
Long
to
Road
Eden
Out of
or
Eden.
something.
Long Road Out of Eden.
Where that's the one where they actually got the Backstreet Boys to come in and do all the vocals and everything for them. So,
Honestly, for real, Pet Sounds was a huge disappointment when it came out. And it was so disappointing that the Capitol Records had to put out a greatest hits to kind of, push their sales back up. But now it's my favorite album ever.
hey Sam, it's still very disappointing.
How about the White Album? That one was that was a monstrosity. Monstrosity. There's the word.
I've never heard of them.
I've never heard of them.
Smear.
Maybe it's a joke.
Is that-
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, cool. Here's one for you, Glenn. You're going to be jealous.
Oh man, I would love to know what year you would have seen them. I can't.
He
you
said
know how you
October, so probably last year.
you get into a band and that's it. Like you're just obsessed.
Yeah.
That's what I am with these guys. I'm just looking for everything I can find. And there's a box set they have out with like 37 discs in it, all kinds of live stuff and memorabilia, and even the band signed the box. The surviving members have signed the box, and it's $300. I think the cheapest I can find it is like $375 US.
Wow.
Jim, who was your first concert? Your first live show?
It might have been Bob Geldof.
Oh,
In the
interesting.
sort of mid to late 80s somewhere. That was in London, and that wasn't even a first choice. It just I happened to be going. I went along with some other people. We had some free tickets to go to it. So it was accidental, but yeah, I think it was Bob Geldof. It should have been.
I hope it wasn't on a Monday.
That joke was on the tip of my tongue. I bet it was another one.
He didn't like him. He didn't like him.
No.
It should have been Iron Maiden, but the gig that they were playing in my hometown, the night of it or the day of it, Bruce Dickinson got a really bad sore throat and they cancelled it. So
that sucks.
So I missed it, and I was like 15 at the time. I was like, this is gonna be the most epic thing ever. And so so I didn't see them for many years later. But that should have been my first gig.
That movie sounds familiar.
I've seen it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
The Dewey Cox story.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
I haven't heard. Barabajagal. Can you say that, Larry?
Barabajagal.
April wine.
Baragajagal. No, it's Baragajagal. That's what
Barabajagal.
Yeah. Rock and roll, road and vinegar and cowboy stuff. Yeah, Curtis Mayfield. People get ready. I mean, one of the great songs of all time.
I just found a bunch of Electric Light Orchestra CDs for $5, and I bought them. I sniped them up. I've never gotten into their
that's cool.
Their deep catalog. That's what I've been listening to the past few days.
They got some great stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get El Dorado with it?
It was El Dorado.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
A New World Record, Face the Music, and Out of the Blue. It was four of them. They're all $5 a piece.
All great stuff.
Yeah.
I've got one they put out a couple of years ago, a live one. It's actually called Jeff Lynne's ELO. When Will Your Bust? That's a really good. That's a really good album.
His last two albums have been really good. From Out of Nowhere and Across the. Alone in the Universe.
I have the Alone in the Universe. It's good.
And he's working on another one coming out later this year, I think.
No, that's okay. We're not really into rap. I don't mind Eminem, but I might have actually had that at some point on CD.
He'll be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, All Things Must Pass, 1970. Forgot about that.
Living in the Cities are going.
Yeah.
Yes, we get all kinds of questions on this.
I remember that
channel.
Yeah. And I still think it's the best track on on Plastic Ono Band album.
Yeah.
So I bought the Yoko Ono Plastic Ono Band.
Yeah.
I love the music. Oh my God, the vocal style is just.
I love it. I love some of it.
Some of it.
Why?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I would say that's sort of a collector's item.
It was still in the shrink. It had the poster. It had the booklet, everything in it. It was like brand new. Like they listened to it once and traded it in.
Oh, you did trade it in?
No, they trade whoever.
Oh, yeah. I would keep it as a collector's item.
Yeah, it was $14, $15.
Some interesting stuff in there. It's good to have.
Yeah.
Robert, you have a question.
Okay. Upgraded on my turntable today. Well, what? What's? I'm having a hard time reading. I've got to get new glasses here. What's it
Michael?
say?
I think
I upgraded the stylus on my turntable today, but I didn't have the protractor to align it. Basically, eyeballing it.
If you look on how to set up a turntable on YouTube and a video, because it's the weight and the balance of the arm that's important, right? So you have to make sure
you have to make sure your arm comes straight down. Sometimes if it's out of a line, it'll come on down on an angle.
Yeah,
so
and plus
if you balance
huge.
it,
at the back, the counterbalance. So I think you got to take it all back to zero, and then you got to balance the arm so it kind of sits floating. And then you got to adjust to whatever they suggest that you turn it to for the weight, 1.2 grams or whatever. So, but you should really get it done. If you've got a nice turntable or you just paid some money for a stylus or whatever,
get someone else to do it.
Get someone who knows.
Or just buy a CD player
to set it up for you. It's worth it doing it.
Yeah, it took a while for me to get my balance, but once it's fine now, works great. Yeah,
I'm sorry, David, you're incorrect. It's my favorite album.
I think David was very complimentary there.
Flogging Molly and Iris. American Celtic punk band.
I'm gonna-
I have.
Yeah.
Glenn, this one's for you.
Oh, every week. I just
Every
did
week.
a stack versus 1 and 2, and I included a Steely Dan album, Aja. I like Aja. I like all the Steely Dan albums. I'm not a huge fan, but I appreciate them. They're a good band.
Can't Buy a
Great
Thrill, one
musicians.
of my favorites.
Yeah, great musicians.
I liked your Elvis reactions. Would you talk a little about your experience to watching Elvis reactions? Well, just I stopped doing them because of the copyright crap on YouTube. But just watching those, for me, he was the greatest performer. He's not my favorite artist or singer or anything, but for a live performer, I consider him the best. Right, Jim?
Hmm.
We're talking about Elvis Costello.
I'm gonna pass commentary.
I think the best live performer I ever saw was Bruce Springsteen. So
Yeah.
him and Mick Jagger.
I love
are the
Collective
two.
Soul. I think they're great.
Yeah, the Collective Soul's a good band. Really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Jim, what are some albums coming out this year that you know of that you're really
Excited about?
Yeah.
So, Porcupine Tree.
Yes.
So they've been not disbanded, but they've not done anything for a very, very long time, and they've basically sort of got back together in the last month or so, and we'll be releasing an album later this year, which is pretty bloody exciting. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. What else have we got? Marillion, their new album coming out imminently. Do anybody listen to Devin Townsend?
I've heard of his name.
Yeah. So it may not be sort of to your taste at all. He's sort of quite metal, but he's got a new record coming out later this year as well, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm going to go and see him live. Actually, I've got some big live gigs coming this year, which is
Yeah.
so go see Tool. They're playing this year. And Porcupine Tree as well. You go see them live. So
they're playing. They're doing it.
yeah,
touring?
they're touring as well.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
So
I wonder if they're going to come over to
they'll be there.
North America.
They will
Wow.
be there. Yeah.
That's a can't miss show.
Amazing. Yeah.
Definitely.
Who else is on your concert list this year?
So the three of them, I've got Devin Townsend, I've got a Tool, which that's going to be a big show. Then, as I say, Porcupine Tree. We're also going to Download, which is a huge festival. It's a 4-day festival in June. Then I've got probably a few smaller gigs I'm going to in London, but they'll be sort of jazz ones.
I love jazz.
Yeah, so my brother's just putting on a jazz festival. He's putting that on. This is the first time it's starting, so he's got some smaller bands coming to do that and singers and stuff. So I'm going to go along and support that and see
Nice.
that. So that'll be
Nice.
good. Yeah,
That's really cool.
Very
Nice.
cool.
But my life with a small child doesn't really allow to get out too much. So I think the 3 big gigs and then a weekend away is kind of what I've been managed to negotiate away from the house this year. So that'll be my stuff for this year.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
Popular
Classic
rock bands,
you don't like.
Nickelback and Bon Jovi are the two that actually my least favorite of them is, I joke about Nickelback a lot, but it would be Bon Jovi. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much blech.
Me, it's Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, yeah.
I quite like Aerosmith. Some of their early
He's got
stuff.
their
Yeah,
first
early
stuff.
2 albums are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Their
Toys
first
in the
albums are
Attic
great.
as well. Great
Boys
one.
in the Attic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Rocks, Toys in the Attic.
Jeff
Yes, he
Linney
does.
rocks. He does, yes. M&M Candy is good. Not as good as Smarties.
Thoughts on God, the John Lennon song. It's one of his greatest songs ever.
Yeah.
Although I know Glenn and I are probably Glenn would agree with me. When it came out in 1970 and he's saying, I don't believe in Beatles, it's like, what?
It was a bit shocking, yeah,
Yeah.
in a way.
It's like, John,
It was
don't
like
say
he's
that.
busting our bubble or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff Lynne was in The Move. I've heard a little bit of their music.
I'm probably going to jump back. Actually, I just heard the first time they did a live EP where they do it. The first song is So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star by the Byrds.
Wow.
It's a killer version because I love that song so much.
Yeah.
First learning it with Tom Petty, and then learning the Byrds version, and then Patti Smith and all these other versions. R.E.M. did a version of it. It's one of my favorite songs probably ever.
Plastic Ono Band was the best record. Yeah.
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 Well, way too many to.
That's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe Rock and Roll Suicide, but.
You know what one I love the most because it just gets me moving all the time is Young Americans.
Yeah.
I freaking love that song.
Yeah. Awesome vocals. Like
Jim, I was in London when I was in college in 2016 the day that Bowie passed away, and I wish that I would have known that they were literally having like a vigil for him probably 3 or 4 blocks from my hotel.
Oh, really?
It kills me that I wasn't there. Yeah.
And
I'm not even a mega Bowie fan, but like the historical significance of it, I would have loved to have been there.
There are these huge figures, aren't there, in music that even if you're not a sort of a massive fan of, their passing just sort of marks something. It's Eddie Van Halen, for example. And then obviously Meatloaf today, Prince when he died. I mean, these are all huge. Even if you're not sort of a major fan of them, it's just such a sad moment.
Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Lemmy.
Part of your life.
I mean,
it's part of your life.
These people have always been there. And there's a little bit just chipped away. It's gone. It's gone into history.
Unfortunately, I think there's more to come, but I don't want to think about that. But I think there's more to come. But
yeah, I mean Betty White.
Yeah, the most accurate turntable adjustment is taping a cord top of a turn.
Yeah, that's the old days, man.
Yeah.
Closet heterosexual.
The best live performer was Tiny Tim.
I was just reading about Tiny Tim because I follow on social media. I follow Martin Guitars, and I play a Martin guitar. And they had a picture of Tiny Tim's ukulele, which was a Martin, and they were talking about that was the ukulele he was playing in the 90s when he passed away. And it's a beautiful, just the instrument that he was playing. I mean, it's from the 1930s, I think.
Cool.
And, really, shredded the finishes shredded from him just strumming all those years on it. I thought that was really interesting to see that close up image of it, because they said it holds his final song. So
kind of like Willie's guitar,
guitar, like Trigger.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
Not
heard it yet, but I have not heard anybody say anything bad about it. It gets really good.
I've heard good things, and I saw the trailer, the documentary came up for me to watch, like a suggestion for me to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the album.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's probably like Steven Wilson, right? He just does so much.
He's prolific. He's been described. I mean, this is a great description as the David Bowie of metal. So he's got so many different styles and things he's done. But actually, Sam, one I think you'd like is an album he did with a girl called Shay Amy Duval, singer. It's sort of like an alt country type thing, but sort of with being devified. So it's got this amazing production on it. You seek that one out. You'd quite enjoy that, I think. Casualties of Cool.
Casualties of Cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, really good album.
Check that out too.
Yep, Because of the Night.
Yeah, great song.
I like her.
Bruce Springsteen song, Because of the Night.
Yeah, I say, but he's Canadian, and so not everybody in Canada knows everybody. It's a silly thing to say, but I'm surprised you're not aware of him more.
Yeah, in the Beatle era, John was my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a Paul man.
Paul for sure.
I love Nick Lowe.
Cruel to Be Kind was a great song.
He was one of my pandemic artists that I really started getting into between 2020 and now.
Yeah. Do you listen to Elvis Costello at all?
I don't own any of his stuff,
Yeah.
but once I got into Nick Lowe, because I loved Squeeze before Nick Lowe.
Yeah.
And so I was, I knew Squeeze, and then I started getting into Nick Lowe, slowly. I picked up his his Cowboy Outfit albums that he put out with Costello. He produced those or co-produced those. And so especially early Costello, I'm really starting to slowly delve into.
Getting back to Patti Smith, she wrote a lot of stuff for Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Secret Treaties, I think none of the band members wrote any of the songs. She wrote half the songs, and their producer wrote the other half of the songs. It's pretty cool, but and it was one of their most commercially successful albums. But she wrote a lot of stuff.
That is the guy making a comment about Daryl Hall. That's a great show. Do you guys ever watch that?
I've seen it.
Daryl's House.
Daryl's House. Yeah. It started on the internet.
Show. Yeah. I think you can watch it. Yeah, I think you can watch it on YouTube probably. Ian Hunter does. I've got that album. Yeah. Ian Hunter's got some great stuff too. Came out of that whole Bowie thing and everything.
Yeah. Louis.
Thanks, Tips. Louis just died. He died didn't he die overnight?
I think so.
Colorado by Young. Pretty good. I like that album too, Colorado.
Jim, my girlfriend likes your accent.
Yeah. Jim, do you watch Coronation Street? Do you watch Coronation Street?
Yeah.
I don't. My wife does.
Oh, okay, because Molly and I both are big fans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Manchester accents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that shown over there? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty
We're about
popular
2 weeks behind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you from Manchester originally?
No, not at all. No, nowhere near. I'm from Suffolk, which is on the coast, on the east coast of the UK, and moved to Milton Keynes maybe about 11 or 12 years ago.
Okay.
Cool.
Name a religious song by a rock artist, and it can't be George Harrison. Derek, we don't want to work when we do these live chats.
I'm going to say Every Grain of Sand by Bob Dylan.
I Believe in You by Bob Dylan.
Ain't No Grave. It's an old traditional song, but Johnny Cash did it on one of his latter Rick Rubin albums.
Can't think of one off the top of my head right at the moment.
I can't at all.
Jesus Loves Me. It's an old traditional song.
What's the last movie you watched, Larry? I watched the Sparks Brothers documentary again.
Yeah, Larry and I watched the movie together, cuddled on the couch.
We did not cuddle, Glenn.
Oh,
don't be.
Did I say that out loud?
People believe things on the internet.
I watched the Eternals. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
On the Disney Channel. It was good. Marvel movie.
Dave Edmunds.
Dave Edmunds, yeah.
Another Nick Lowe counterpart.
Then I saw Caravan at the Cavern in Liverpool. Oh my God, that's so cool.
So, Jim, just to get to know you a bit better, what are some of your favorite artists?
It's okay. At the minute, I'm listening to a lot of Yes, which is having never heard them before. They've sort of fast become one of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely loving their stuff. I like a lot of the 70s classic rock stuff, so Deep Purple, Rainbow, Gillan, all that sort of stuff. But also, I like a lot of modern music as well. So everything you go through to sort of the 2000s. So I love Radiohead, absolutely love Radiohead, and Porcupine Tree and Stephen Wilson, most of the stuff that he's doing. But I like what else have we got? Tame Impala. Do you know these guys?
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails. I'm just sort of starting to get into. So I'd say a lot of that sort of gamut of rock stuff. So from from the very, very sort of early days through to now. But also, I love electronica as well, which is really weird. So things like The Orb and Orbital and Chemical Brothers and Left Field and Future Sound of London, Aphex Twin. So just sort of slightly off kilter, off center electronica. I think there's some brilliant stuff being done there. Absolutely love it.
Cool.
Wide range of music for sure.
Yeah.
What about Opeth? You like Opeth?
I do. I really do. I really do.
They're good.
It took me a little while. I struggled when I first started listening to
it. Yeah, for sure. It's a listen. It's a listen.
But once you get it, it has become some of the most beautiful music. And it's a weird thing to say because it's so fierce. But it is beautiful. It really is.
Yeah. That's outside my normal genre stuff, but I love it.
Is that the band where sometimes the guy's screaming?
Growls, yeah. But
not too often though. Not a lot. But
nowadays he doesn't at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably does live on the old songs, but all the new stuff that he doesn't. But it's an acquired taste, and I mean that because you have to sort of work through it and sort of get to it. And once you have acquired it, it's good.
I love Peaky Blinders. Somebody just made a comment about Peaky Blinders, the show. That was great. What's a Brummy accent?
Brummy accent, it comes like that, doesn't it?
Oh.
It's Birmingham. It's a Birmingham.
Jim, I've been watching. I mentioned on a past stream, but I just finished the show Life on Mars.
Oh yeah.
If you know that one, and I'm just starting Ashes to Ashes based on people in these comments telling me that there was a sequel to that show, and I had no idea. Yeah. So I'm slowly getting into that as well.
I've forgotten that. I mean, that was quite a long time ago. That was 10 or 15 years ago.
It was early 2000. I think.
Yeah.
This show I think started in 2008, I think, or ended in 2008. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Jim, there's a question for you.
Nope. Sorry.
Send her to me.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus is just all right. That's a good song.
Written by.
Yes, Jim is Canadian and I'm in the UK.
Yeah.
That's why you have a Beatles poster, Larry. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, ZZ Top.
That's a killer song.
Yeah.
Volbeat CD, which is a great hard rock, and also new Sting CD, which is great. The production on it was awesome. I haven't heard the Sting CD. I don't know Volbeat. You guys know those guys?
No.
I know the name.
I've heard of the name.
I know the name, yeah.
So let's promote each other's channels here because there's people coming and going all the time. So Glenn, you can go first again, but this time don't go on for like 10 minutes about your channel. Okay?
Larry, I'm having trouble. I'm going to freeze up.
He does that too well.
Wow. He hasn't blinked.
No, he hasn't.
Okay, sorry. That's it. Glenn Callaway from the basement. Come on over and have some fun. I'm done.
That's it.
6 minutes.
Oh, God. Damn.
Sam St. John is the channel. If you love Americana, if you love 60s rock, especially, I love Beatles, Van Morrison, Monkees, Michael Nesmith especially. And one of my more recent videos, I also like indie folk and that sort of thing. I've reviewed the Lumineers' new album, so check that out if you don't mind.
Yeah. And Robert,
go to Sam's channel, like and subscribe, leave great comments. Go to Glenn's channel, like and
promote
subscribe,
somebody
leave
else's
comments.
channel. That's what
Go to Jim's channel, like and subscribe, leave comments. Go to Larry's channel, say hi, like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And Robert's on my turntable. Classic rock, all kinds of stuff.
Subscribe to Robert. He's got a great channel.
Yeah.
Jim, I apologize, but we've run out of time again.
He hasn't paid his $20. That's why.
I haven't. It's true. It's true. But I would like to say I have subscribed to all of your channels. So you've all got at least one more subscriber tonight. So I'm Jim Newstead. My channel is called Jim Newstead. I listen to music almost exclusively on vinyl, albums at a time, and it's normally music that I don't know at all. And it's fun. It's good. So yeah, if that's something you might be interested in, come and say hi.
Cool.
Hey, Jim, you can call me slow. You can call me slow if you want, but have you got a set of drums behind you?
I do.
Yeah, you're a drummer?
I'm a drummer.
Awesome.
So I haven't got a band now, but I used to be in a band. We troubled the charts on MySpace, if you remember that, years ago. And we played around the UK and released a few things. But
cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's a very Oasis-y sort of garage rock band. So it was just great fun. We were never great. We were never going to set the world on fire, but we loved it. And at the time, we were the best band in the world. I don't care what anybody else tells you. We were it. So yeah.
Awesome.
What are the chances Oasis ever gets back together?
Nah.
No. Would you want that if that happened?
Nah. No. I mean, I think they were really interesting for a couple of albums. I think there's a lot of people who would disagree with me that absolutely loved them to the end of the world and still follow them. But I think they were great for that period of time in the early 90s when they first appeared. And they breathed some life into the UK music scene that maybe the Stone Roses had started, but they continued. And then they sort of Blur and Oasis going on at the same time. It had two different sort of things going on, and the music scene moved on beyond them. So they were there for a pivotal moment, but I think that was it. That was their moment. And I think there's a lot of people might disagree with me about that, but they need to stay there.
What about the solo stuff like Noel Gallagher? Isn't he?
High Flying Birds. Yeah, he's done some really good stuff. I don't know Liam's stuff. It's BDI. He's done a few albums. I don't know that as well.
I will say Liam, because Liam, he kind of went off. I mean, his voice really took a toll from all those years of the way that he sings. And BDI, his voice was kind of shot. But his last two albums, and he's actually supposed to be releasing a new single, I think in February. It sounds really good. His last album was called Why Me, Why Not. It's fantastic.
Really?
It really is.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
And his voice is, it's not where it was for like, What's the Story, Morning Glory, or Definitely Maybe, but it's back to, it's de-aged a little bit.
Yeah. But that was a period of music that I loved. I fully embraced it. That sort of that mid-90s sort of guitar band thing.
It's fantastic.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And that's kind of why I then missed out on so much other music, which I'm now discovering, because I sort of went off in this completely different direction to what I was listening to. So, yeah.
Bob is giving us burgers for dinner. Excellent.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No
what
onions,
instruments
please.
do you play? I play nothing.
Banjo,
Nothing for me.
Bass, a little bit of 6-string guitar, and I'm trying to learn how to play the keyboards right now.
Yeah, I have guitar is my main instrument, but I also play harmonica, ukulele, mandolin. I've got a little bass that I play around. I've got a banjo that I pretend to know how to play. All sorts of. I've got a few other weird stringed instruments, variants on the guitar that I like to play, different chords and that sort of thing. So anything with a string, I'll try it.
Cool.
Jim, I see drums behind you. Are you by chance a drummer?
I've also got keyboards. I've got a didgeridoo in the corner over there. I've got guitar over there, and and also in the computer here, I've got loads of instruments in there, samplers and stuff. So I write loads of electronic music.
Oh, cool!
Cool. That's awesome. Glad you found him, Larry.
Is Jim from Britain or England?
Both.
Is Jim Welsh
Oh,
or is he
cool.
from Wales?
I can't
Liam
remember.
Gallagher, the killer.
It's cool. Yeah. Is Animal your mentor?
He's just me mate.
Animal's caught. Awesome.
Patty Smith Gloria. I don't know if I've heard her do that.
Does anyone have any issues? I have a lot of issues.
Oh, the CDs or records books.
With Amazon deliveries. I haven't.
I haven't had any
No.
problems either, but I've heard horror
No.
stories, but I have not experienced one issue.
I have terrible luck with especially with like the jewel cases on CDs. They're cracked at least 60% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's terrible.
I've never had any issues. Actually, the Amazon driver calls me all of a sudden at work. Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, Phil McCracken is pretty darn good.
One of the best. 30-year-old drummer here.
No, a 30-year
30-year drummer.
He's been drumming for 30 years. He
years,
must
yeah.
be tired.
Yeah,
He's only
so I was gonna
28.
say, I think take a rest.
Just turned 18.
You should found a band. Sam, guitar and vocals. Larry, lyrics. Glenn, bass. Jim, drums. Robert
Scratching.
Yeah.
or tambourine.
I can't
Or
even
tambourine.
imagine. That would be a record and a half.
Larry is a musician, Glenn. His vocals are outstanding.
Larry is just a genius at everything he does.
Thank you.
You should
Thank
hear his neighbor's song. It's amazing. It's top of the charts. Yeah. Jim, have you heard of the band Ghost?
Yes.
You like them?
It's very yes, I do. It's really accessible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But scarily upbeat music with quite dark lyrics in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's got an anti-meaning to it, but the music is very melodic.
It sounds like
Very
it could
good.
be sort of a heavy ABBA. The music.
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
But
They're coming out with a new album, apparently.
Are they?
Coming out with a new album.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then they're sort of singing about Satanism in the background. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, just don't read the lyrics. Yeah, I mean, listen to the music and just don't listen to the lyrics. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I love them. I think they're great. I think they're really good. Yeah.
I like the bagpipes.
Angus Young. No, not Angus Young.
Bon Scott.
Bon Scott. Yeah.
And Glenn Campbell could play some bagpipes.
He played the bagpipes?
He did.
Campbell?
Yeah.
Really?
On the song Bonaparte's Retreat, he does a live version where he's playing the bagpipes.
Oh, wow. I know he's an amazing guitarist. One of the best.
And banjo player. Yeah.
I like whenever Paul McCartney comes to Canada. I don't think he does it anywhere else. He plays Mull of Kintyre.
I saw that.
Brings
Glenn.
in.
He did
I
it.
did too. I did
Yeah.
too. And he brings in the Highlanders, and they
Yeah.
they walk through and they play. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Because that was a bigger hit here in Canada than in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the UK as well. It was the top selling single, wasn't it? For me.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
single singles in history. Yeah,
Yeah.
Glenn, do you have your bagpipes with you?
I do. If you guys
It's-
will just wait a minute, I'll go get them. and
Jim,
play
are
some.
those bagpipes?
There's no
Behind you?
song
Hold on.
references here.
You're
okay?
gonna
No
see
song
my
references.
speedo if I get up to get the bagpipes, though. So we'll just wait till next time.
God. Turn the lights out.
Russian surf instrumentals. That probably sounds pretty cool. That would be good. Messer Chops.
I think I caught up with all the comments here. I sadly had to boot out one guy, the guy that kept going year after year. What's your
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
album? And then he was saying, "Let's play a game." And I said, "No, I'm not playing a game with you anymore." Bye.
Wow.
You're a
You're out.
taskmaster, Larry.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of Kintyre was a very big hit in Denmark. Favorite album that Paul McCartney did in the 80s? Did he have any good albums in the 80s?
Graceland.
Tug of War.
Yeah, Tug of War.
Sam, you're gonna get kicked
McCartney
out.
too. I really love, actually.
Yeah, kick me out too.
Glenn, there's a question for
What
you.
Flowers in the Dirt? No, that was 90s, wasn't it? Flowers
Yeah.
in the Dirt.
Yeah.
There's a question for you, Glenn, from my love.
I am not watching it, Molly. We're a week behind tonight. It's Friday night, and my son-in-law's got like one of those Amazon sticks or whatever, and he's trying to figure it out for us. I think we've got it figured out, so it's just a matter of sitting down and watching it when we've got time. So no, I'm missing it.
Between you three.
Three, yeah. So that means two of us aren't funny.
Two of us aren't funny.
What's three?
Wow.
That's awful.
Wow.
Yeah. Which one's good looking out of you three?
Yeah, the other two. You know,
Jim, I told you we get asked everything on this.
Just put big lines through one of us there.
I think Larry's the funniest. He's the host, so we got
Stop it.
You know.
How? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just talked to somebody about this song. I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about the song, and you all know Lawrence Welk.
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that for years.
He thought it was legitimately a gospel song because they
and the people singing it, I think they knew what it actually was about.
Brewer and Shipley of the group, yeah.
No, but I'm saying the singers on the Lawrence Welk show. I think
they actually sang it on the Lawrence Welk show.
Yeah, I'll send you the clip.
Glenn. He didn't know what token meant.
That's funny.
Glenn, can you read this one? This one's for you to read.
Larry is the funniest. I just said that.
God.
Larry's the funniest what?
Yeah.
Yeah, finish the sentence.
Jim, this is your first and last time on the Canadian Studmuffin live chat. Thank you.
Favorite solo Beatles live album?
Wings Over America.
Yeah, I'd have to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of them weren't recorded very well. A lot of the other ones, like Live in Japan.
Well, his the one in the Los Angeles record store is awesome.
The Amoeba
one.
It is really, really good.
I really like Tripping the Live Fantastic too. It's one of my favorites.
Good Evening New York City is really good too. The Paul McCartney DVD CD.
Yep.
Gail Farrell and Dick Dale, not the surf guy. Oh, they're the people who performed One Token.
Yeah, and I think they knew what the lyrics actually meant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's only one Dick Dale, and he's
singing that on the Lawrence Welk show, the straightest show of all times.
Jim, what are some of your TV shows what are some of your go-tos?
Excuse me.
We watched. What have I been watching lately? Quite a lot of Netflix stuff. So some of the series have been coming on there. Just about to start Ozark. Actually, there's the last series of that. Have you watched that at all?
I haven't seen.
Yeah, Ozark is great. It was a great show.
There's new episodes out now.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, have they filmed the fourth season?
Yeah.
So it's split in half. They've got 6 episodes or 8 episodes now. Then there's going to be another 6 coming later in the year, I think.
Is Netflix actually showing them now? The new ones?
Well, I don't know if they're out yet. I think it's just it is today. I think they're just
it is. It's out today.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah. There's some quite a few sort of American things. I don't know if you've ever seen these FBI ones. It's probably just sort of on
How to Catch a Killer. I was watching that one today.
Oh, what was the I can't remember. But yeah, so lots of crime type things. I can't remember. I'm used to some names of series.
Have you seen The Witcher?
Yeah, I started watching it. I didn't enjoy it. I kind of got bored after 3 episodes.
Oh, I tried really hard. Second season so much better than the first, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a show that I really loved was Broadchurch.
Oh, Broadchurch.
Wow,
incredible.
Killer show. Oh my god.
One of the greatest shows ever. I loved it.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's so under the radar.
Yeah. Oh, is it under the radar? It's massive here.
Really?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it just kind of, it snuck onto streaming services, and you either watched it or you didn't. It wasn't one of those where, people were saying, you have to go watch this show. And my dad he's a big fan of, British television of all kinds. He loves even just like the real estate shows and the car shows. And he told me about it. He said, you're going to get stuck on the show. And sure enough, I knocked it out.
Brilliant show.
There's another one called Stay Close, which is on, I think that's Netflix as well. That's a British one, but it was made for Netflix, so it wasn't BBC or ITV.
That just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, that's superb. Yeah. That's a really
it is. It is. Yeah,
such a twist in the tail of that one. That's a proper good 8-episode. Well, what the hell's going to happen next, sort of thing. And it's a it's a good one. Do have a look at that.
I like the cop. I like the cop, and his ex-wife is his partner. And
yeah.
And what's that one? What was that one called? Did you say?
Stay close.
Stay close.
Check that out.
Yeah. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
Has everybody watched Don't Look Up yet?
I haven't seen
it.
No.
I have seen it. It's amazing. I love it.
You got to see it. It's a social commentary on kind of the political world that we live in. It's really funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It was a great movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yeah.
And it stars Donald Trump. I bet you didn't know.
Well, it's
pretty close.
Meryl Streep plays the president, and she plays the Donald Trump character.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
pretty close. Pretty close to.
Jim, did you know the band Manson from back in the day?
Yes. The had one huge song, didn't they? Which is the song I know, but I just can't remember it now. But I haven't followed their career. I don't know much of their stuff.
Didn't they sing Mbop?
No.
Mbop. Who did that? That was
Hanson.
Oh, Hanson. Yeah.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh man.
Here's a question for you, Glenn. I've never heard of.
Do any of you know of June? I don't even want to say that because we'll get
the kids are watching. Yeah,
Sgt. Pepper album recorded direct to disc 1977. Covers of Sgt. Pepper covers. If anyone just turned around to show their backs, I've never heard of this.
I don't know that.
I don't want to. Somebody say that last name. Fukamachi. Do it that way.
Wide Open Space. Oh, yes, the one. Yeah.
Sam's got the best hair.
Well, yeah, the competition is.
Yeah.
The competition is there.
Thank you.
Sam's got the best hair.
Let there be light, Glenn.
Yeah, that's right. I just told my director to put the light on.
You're in
I
the
saw
Sunshine
that.
State.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're big time now. You have a director.
Oh, from Manson.
Yeah, Wide Open Space was the song. That was the one.
Larry is the funniest
Video man.
man.
And the wise one. And the real stud muffin. Mr. Callaway is the most coolest and
Robert's the most interesting. Wow, I'm the most interesting. Wow, thank you.
And Sam, you're
I'm the White Album hater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sam.
You're the hater, yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
And Sam.
And then there's Sam with the nice hair.
I've been voted off the island. Yeah.
I will say one thing more about Yes, Jim, is their later albums, the last 2 or 3 with John Anderson, they're not as well loved as their earlier albums. But I myself, and Glenn I think would agree with me, like Magnification and Key Studio, they're as good as their earlier stuff. So
really?
I hope at some point you get to.
My plan is to work through all of them. So
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Yes album so far?
I'd say it's a yes. So Close to the Edge and Relayer, both sort of on a balance. I think I can't decide. One day it's one, another day it's the other.
Yeah, great albums. I mean, Close to the Edge is just it's a masterpiece.
And Fragile as well.
Yeah.
Molly is commenting on Facebook. She's not on YouTube. So that's why you're not seeing her name, probably. Can you hide your name? No, I can't hide my name.
For the rest of your life.
He wants me to hide my name.
Yeah. What was that? An old Steve Martin joke or something? When he walks up to like a hotel desk or something. They say, "Can I have your name, sir?" And then he goes, "Well, then what am I going to use?"
My favorite Bruce Springsteen song is, or album is is Tunnel of Love. Is my favorite album.
I'm really liking Nebraska. I'm really liking Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska's a great record. Yeah, Darkness on the Edge of Town is my favorite album. Jungle Land is my favorite song.
Probably right now, it's probably Rosalita is my favorite song.
Oh, yeah, that would be up there too.
I really love the Western Stars. I know I've said that before. I think Rich might have asked the question before, but I love the Western Stars album that came out.
I'm gonna get that. I haven't bought his last couple albums, but I got to get Western Stars.
Western Stars, it's a different kind of album. It's very 1960s. It really is.
Robert, are you enjoying the new live album?
Yes, very much.
You have that too, Sam. Didn't you get it too?
No, I'm on the fence.
It's so good.
I told Robert about it.
Sam, you got to pull. You got to.
I told him how to pull the trigger.
Take the leap. It's amazing album.
I've been kind of off the Springsteen bandwagon for a couple of years. He just kind of, for some reason, it just gotten old with me or something. And I was a huge fan. And I bought this No Nukes one, and I'm back heavy into him again.
Yeah.
I saw The Exorcist when it first came out, like the first couple of nights it came out at the theater.
Yeah.
And people were leaving and throwing up, and it
was scary. It is a scary movie.
It was crazy scary back then, back in the day.
Oh, when it came out, it just freaked people out.
The heads.
Yeah.
And the spewing of the soup. It's like,
the pea soup. The whole thing, man. The whole premise of the movie and everything. Just people just really were disturbed. Molly with a Rose. Oh, whoa. Molly Rose. I get it.
Yes. Talk by Have you ever heard that album, Glenn?
I have not.
It's really good
to that. I have it, and I've not listened to it.
It's good. Very good. Yes, Red Rose Speedway was supposed to be a double album. Then I think the record company talked him into being a single. I never knew those Keys to Ascension live albums had studio cuts on them, so I'll need to check them out soon. Yes, and then later on, like Rick Wakeman didn't like the way they did that. They had two different albums with live cuts and studio cuts on both, and they were both doubles. And then later on, they just released all of the studio tracks on an album called Key Studio, which is, but the live tracks are excellent too.
Which is out of print and impossible to find.
Yes, but I got it, Glenn. Because you're a good friend of mine, I'll sell them to you for $300.
Okay. I was going to trade you my ABBA collection for it.
Mr. St. John liked the band Naked Brothers Band.
No. I know who you're talking about, but no, they're not a real band.
Are they actually a band?
It was a TV show like on Nickelodeon, like in the early 2000s, and they were like 10 years old. And no.
Yeah, The Omen was another. Like horror movies don't scare me, but the early ones were pretty good. Like
Poltergeist,
Halloween, The Exorcist, The Omen. Glenn loves disco. LOL, just kidding.
No, he doesn't. Oh, just kidding.
Hey, Jim.
Like disco.
Jim, one band. I know you say you like a lot of rock music. One band. You may have heard them already, but Clutch.
No, I know of them. That's one I've. It's on my
they're
radar.
A great rock, stoner rock type of band. You might want to check these guys out. They're really, really good.
So it's like, is it sort of Queens of the Stone Ages, that sort of thing? Or
Aaron Muth Alomar got me into these guys. Actually, they're just a great straight ahead rock band and a newer rock band like that. But they keep the stoner rock image going and just good vocalists and just a bunch of great tracks.
Awesome.
They got a lot of good albums. All their albums are double albums too. Most of them anyway, which are awesome. But you might like these guys.
I need to check them out.
Yeah.
For me, Rust Never Sleeps, and then I like a couple others that others don't care for, like Trans and Landing on Water, and Reactor.
I have Reactor. I like Harvest as well.
On the Beach is my favorite Neil Young album.
Yeah.
I haven't heard too many to give it a full answer, but Harvest Moon, I would say.
You can
That's
get
good.
you can get the box set with his first, what's it, 6 albums for pretty
I would
reasonable.
think, yeah.
On CD,
Yeah.
reasonable,
Yeah,
not
on
vinyl
CD.
CD.
No, not vinyl.
No,
No, not
reasonable.
vinyl.
That box set costs about $1,000.
But I know Sam does a lot of CDs, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in the process of building my turntable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, The Shining wasn't really that scary though as a movie. You know, it was a scarier book. I think Jack Nicholson was almost cartoonish in that movie a little bit.
Yeah, number 1 is Breaking Bad. I need to see The Sopranos. I haven't seen
I
it.
just got
Sopranos, incredible.
Rich. I just got through Amazon. I needed an apron for my apartment. I'm still like buying because I've only been here since September, so I'm still buying little things that I might need, and I needed an apron because when I cook, I don't like to get the grease on my shirt, and I found a Los Pollos Hermanos.
Oh, no way!
And it was like $10, on Amazon.
For Breaking Bad,
yeah, it's really cool. That's a killer shirt. I've watched it twice, and Mad Men's great too.
Hey, Rich.
There are 5 Larrys now. They just keep multiplying. Well, that's going to make for an excellent live stream.
5 Larrys.
We got the Virginia stud muffin, the Canadian stud muffin, the Belleville stud muffin, the Milton Keys stud muffin, the Florida stud muffin.
What is your favorite video from each other's channels? I don't watch these guys.
Oh my God, I don't watch these guys.
Yeah. I like the one when they showed records. That was my favorite.
Yeah, the music one.
Yeah, the one about music. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I like Jim's. I liked you listening to Tales from Topographic Oceans. And I was wondering if you did say it was a bit padded, but overall, for a first listen, you seem to enjoy it.
Yeah,
more than the average person would. Yeah.
I think the middle 2 sides, 2 and 3, were sort of hard going, but they were rewarding as well, and it was good to get through it because sides 1 and 4 absolutely were my favorites from there.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate that overall it was a complete piece and it was valuable and worthwhile. Just hard going on a first listen.
I like listening to Larry give Glenn crap when he's not in the camera. Move over. You're not fishing.
Well,
that's the part.
If you know what I had to struggle through the obstacles I have to
as he's sitting on the couch like this with his legs up.
Camera time at Larry's house.
Yeah, does Larry give you a green room?
It's all about Larry. Let me just put it that way. You got to fight for your space, man. Jim, I got to ask you about Marillion because they're a band that I have just ignored, and I really am interested in getting into them. And you're a fan. What albums do I start with?
So I am a sort of fairly new convert to them as well. They're a band that I knew from 2 or 3 songs in the 1980s when Fish was in the band, and I completely just sort of ignored them then for 25 years until.
Me too.
It was suggested to me on the channel. So the album to go for from modern Marillion would be probably a couple or 3 Marbles, Fear, and Brave. So those 3, I think, are the sort of the modern pinnacle for Marillion. Then sort of back in the original lineup, they did 4 albums with Fish, and I think so far I've only heard 2 of them, so I can't describe what the other ones are like. But
isn't End of the Season one of them? End of the
Season's End. I think that's
Season's End. That's what. Yeah,
that's the first one with Steve Hogarth singing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the albums that I've heard from the Fish era are Fugazi. And Misplaced Childhood. They're both good records. I think Fugazi sounds quite dated. It's got very 1980s production values on it. The drums sound, well, they're not synthetic, but they sound really sort of flat to me. There's not enough dynamics in it. But that's, I'd say, modern era, Fear, Marbles, and Brave are the ones to listen to. But you can't really go wrong with any of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very melodic band. Very
Yeah.
very melodic. Yeah, they're very very good. Yeah. 60s, 70s, and 80s decades. Favorite era for music. Mine's got to be the 70s.
Yeah, 70s, I guess.
60s for me.
See, I'm torn. It's got to be half of the 60s and half of the 70s. It's like 64 to 74.
Yeah. So many great albums.
So hard. Definitely not the 60s for me. The problem is I've got so many great memories from music from the 80s. It's kind of music I grew up with, and I'm going to have to say 80s.
There's a lot of great hard rock bands from the 80s.
Yeah, but not just that. Just the stuff that is the zeitgeist music of the moment that you sort of you recognize and and sort of Simple Minds and In Excess and all that sort of stuff, which is just.
What about Tears for Fears? Aren't they putting in a new album?
Yeah.
Yep.
They are. The Tipping Point. It comes out next month.
Really? That'll be interesting.
I only heard the first single. It was really good.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to pick it up. I think
Stephen Wilson's a big fan.
Is he on the record? Did he have?
I don't know if I don't think he produced it.
I think he did a remix though.
Did he? Okay.
Of one of their older
albums. Their earlier albums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know he's a big fan
Chair.
of Sowing the Seeds of Love, their second album after the Big Chair album.
Yeah.
The Brandos?
No.
Let's see your Godfather, Glenn.
Glenn, would you agree with Stephen King's view on Kubrick's movie? I don't know what Stephen King's view was on the movie. He did, yeah. It was too cartoonish for me.
Thank you, Rich. You'll have to be on one of our live streams again.
Yes, Rich.
Rich is a great guy.
I'll boot Glenn off and you can come in.
Yeah, anytime you want Rich on and me off, you just, it's an upgrade, Larry.
On Pink Floyd's Uma Guma. I like the live stuff.
I like it. I like the live stuff. Yes,
I like. Well, I'm one of the few Floyd fans who like. I mean, I like it way better than Animals, and everybody loves Animals. I'd rather listen to Mccartney.
I've never listened to it.
It's a great album. Great album.
Would you consider Drake Bell more of an actual artist, though? Right? I don't know who that is.
He was a child actor. Again, he's talking about Nickelodeon musicians, but yeah, I would say so.
Is that because you're the younger of us?
I suppose, but I did not.
And with the better hair of everyone.
When I was 14, I was listening to the Traveling Wilburys.
Except Larry, of course,
not Drake Bell.
I'm a Gumma tour in 1970. That would have been cool, seeing Floyd back then.
I love the photo in the back with all their instruments and all their equipment. Yeah.
Set the controls to the hardest sun. That's on the no. Well, the live version's on there.
No, I don't at all. Not at all.
No,
I don't know who that is.
Anime is a Japanese
cartoon. Yeah.
No,
I don't really collect too much.
I used to be a big Beatles memorabilia guy, but I sold most of it off.
It would be memorable, it sure would, to hear the 5 members of the Live make a collective version of Immigrant Song. Okay. You ready? 1,
ready?
2, 3.
3.
My dogs are freaking out. My dogs are freaking out here.
Wow. Yeah.
The harmonies were a little off, but other than that, it was pretty good.
They ran in the other room, actually.
Glenn, this is for you.
Mr. Callaway. I'm still, I my pen ran out of ink. I apologize.
Did you ever get your boots
and now
yet,
I'm
or your
in Florida. What's that?
Did you ever get your shoes or your boots that you were waiting for?
Oh, no, I never, from Bigley's and Bob Cajun. No, where that guy went, Jason Pegg or whatever his name. No, he never sent me. So when I get my shoes from Bigley's, I'll send you my autograph. It's a whole vicious circle.
Hey, Jim, do you ever visit the
Manac Theater?
Manac Theater?
I don't know where that is. What that is? The Manac Theater. No.
Still need to try Hogarth era Marillion.
It's weird because he's been the singer in Marillion now for
Long
30 something years, and he's still like the new guy.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
It's like Steve Morris on Deep Purple. He's been there for almost 30 years, and he's still the new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Jerome.
Evening.
Marillion Fish Era best
From
for
a
me.
Jester's Tear,
From
number
a
1.
Jester's Tear.
Clutching
I
at Straws,
forgot
number
I'm
4.
Clutching at
First
Straws.
is most proggy. I would like the most proggy one.
I really enjoy them. I just have to give them another listen. It's been a while since I've actually listened to them. So, but yeah, they're a great band. Really, really.
Larry's
good.
Hideaway. Oh my God! Now you're going back.
I've
That was
never
a
been
club
there.
club in Toronto back in the 70s and 80s. Wow.
I thought Larry changed his apartment name to that.
Why do I think I might have seen Rush at Larry's Hideaway? Grateful
yeah.
Dead.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Oh, dude.
Grateful
You guys don't know
Dead.
what you're talking. Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Put on LP side Grendel, but owes a lot to Supper's Ready.
Drake and Josh.
I don't know why I'm getting these questions. I've never.
Favorite
I already
Zappa
explained
album?
why. I already explained why. Sam.
Yeah, sure you did.
Yeah.
We'll go with that explanation.
Yeah.
Hot Rats and We're Only in It for the Money, maybe.
Hot Rats and apostrophe. But
Graceland.
there's so many. There's so many.
Jim, do you listen to Zappa at all?
Joe's Garage.
Yeah. Joe's Garage is a good one. Yeah.
Okay, one of us was off key.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it?
That was me.
I'm not
I'm sorry.
Jim.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the name of the first album. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call the first album.
Yeah.
Off key.
Yeah.
Immigranny. Yeah.
Just did some lawn mowing before, and now I'm here. The neighbors looked with jealousy and awe at my lawnmower.
Wow, in January?
Yeah,
Yeah, we might be able to do that here.
that's
I
a
could mow
Spark
a lawn.
song called Lawnmower.
No.
I think that's what he's implying. Will there be? Yes, every week I'm going to add one more person,
We'll have a choir soon.
and possibly
You don't want
boot
that.
one or two out.
Yeah, the three that are the funniest.
Yeah. Still haven't figured that one out yet.
Nah.
Million two. Huh?
Yeah, we need auto tune.
Yeah, auto tune might work. Yeah.
Yeah.
The aliens came to Earth and they'd come across a song from it that could help them understand humanity. Which would you want it to be? Oh my God! To understand humanity.
That's
Tomorrow never knows.
That's a deep question.
People are strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are strange, but yeah. I don't
So
like
many.
Mondays. Maybe that's good.
There you go, Jim.
Right.
Cornwall, England.
I have not been to Cornwall for decades, and I don't know the theatre there. So sorry.
I have to go. My mom needs help taking her things upstairs. Sorry you didn't like my singing. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. Say hello to your mother again for us.
Yeah, don't make your mother carry her weights up to the attic by herself. It's not right.
Robert, thank you for your blues recommendations. Oh, thank you.
Climax
Climax Blues Band is great stuff, and Buddy Guy as well. Love both of them. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Acapella choir, yes.
Mr.
No, it's the song.
And it's because I thought you were referring to their song Rosalina.
No, I know that song. Rosalina is an absolutely terrible song. I remember it from when that show was on TV. I'm talking about Rosalita by Bruce Springsteen. It's a real song. It's not. Yeah, TV.
Papa says he knows that I don't have any money.
It's killer.
Papa says I know.
Right here, Klaatu fan.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about Steely Dan?
Klaatu is definitely a listen, though.
Yeah,
It's a listen.
yeah, they are.
You may not get it the first time, but it's
I always got turned off because they said it was the Beatles in disguise, and it sounded nothing like the Beatles.
that was just the first album, though.
I know, but it just from then I just went, I can't listen to this, and I'm probably missing out on some great music.
You are.
Yeah. It just made me ill.
Have I ever seen Rumors?
Rumors of Fleetwood Mac. What's that mean?
I don't know.
And I don't have a tie.
I've got lots of ties. Do you want one? I've got tons. I don't wear them anymore. But
I promised I would never wear a tie again after I retired.
You guys are hilarious this week. Thanks.
Thanks.
Only 3 of us. Yeah.
Yeah. We just don't know which ones.
And Sam has the best hair, and Jim has the best accent.
There's 3 good-looking ones. I don't know who they are.
Yeah. No, there is a tribute band called Rumors, and they've come to my area a few times. I don't know if they're
Maybe that's what he meant.
in the UK or not.
No.
I know that's a tribute band.
There's a Sabbath tribute band coming to Belleville as well.
Yeah.
What are they called? Sabbath Bitch or something? Or
the women, the all women band.
They're all women.
Yeah, there's an all women Sabbath cover band.
Yeah.
There's a great Sabbath thing called Jazz Sabbath. Have you heard that?
Jazz.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear that.
No, it's properly cool. It's really good fun. Yeah. It's I won't spoil it for you, but it's really good. Really good. There's a lot of it on YouTube.
It's like Floyd. Brit Floyd is amazing.
Brit Floyd.
Yeah.
But they just pretty much do it. I put Glenn as a no on Klaatu. Yeah, but not because I have anything against the music. It's just it was. Yeah, who doesn't like Buddy Rich? Great drummer. I don't know if you're familiar with Buddy Rich being a drummer, Jim, but
of course
he was incredible, right?
Yeah. One of the greats.
Yeah.
Jim, is that a set of drums behind you? Or are you a drummer?
They're behind his bagpipes.
Okay, so who are your favorite drummers? So I mean, Bill Bruford and
Bill Bruford's so he's a great drummer. Stuff that he was doing with Yes on those early albums is amazing. I've got a very, very soft spot for John Bonham. I think probably most drummers would have. Neil Peart from Rush.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Carey from Tool. I think he's phenomenal. And then I think my favorite drummer in the world at the minute is Gavin Harrison.
I was just going to ask you if you're a Gavin Harrison fan, because I'm a huge King Crimson fan, and he's been playing with them for a while.
Yeah, so King Crimson, Pineapple Thief, Porcupine Tree, just phenomenal.
He is. I've seen him live. He's incredible. He's a monster.
He's the drummer for Porcupine Tree, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing percussionist. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Are you a King Crimson fan?
I like them very much. Yes.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan. One of my favorite bands.
Frank Marino
took a whack of LSD and became Jimi Hendrix the next day.
Oh, he's good.
He's definitely good.
Yeah. So Jimmy's still with us, right?
Yeah.
He went for Crack the Sky. Rumors of FM or English.
They were. Okay. Come on.
I love Robert and Glenn too.
And
you
Molly.
To Larry.
Thank you, baby.
Didn't mention Sam or Jim, but that's okay.
Well, we must be.
Thank you, Molly.
We must be the 3 good-looking ones. Robert.
Yeah,
Glenn,
maybe.
Larry.
Maybe.
Obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's almost time to go. Jim, it's 11 o'clock. You must be tired.
I'm getting that way. I am. Yeah.
Yeah. We usually stop after 2 hours.
I was going to go, at what point do I ask, how long does this go on?
Yeah.
It's 3 in there, and we're still going away. And you can't leave.
Yeah. Jim, are they drums behind you? Can you tell us about them?
Now, every time you're on, Jim, I'm going to do that joke 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. I'll hide them next time.
Yeah, the drums are Jim's White Album.
Is that a didgeridoo behind you?
You leave me didgeridoo out of it.
No, don't go. Well,
Real
Mike, we do
real
have
pleasure
to.
to meet you, though, Jim.
Yeah, this was great.
Great. I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely follow your channel and
Oh, thank you very
watch
much.
your videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subscribe to your channel.
Yeah.
So just mention, like Glenn, seriously, just mention your channel again, and hopefully everybody subscribes that's watching to all of these great channels. Thank you. Glenn, don't freeze up.
I was waiting to go big. Glenn Callaway from the basement. Did his talk about music I enjoy and records that I bring into the house, and whether it be I love prog rock and classic rock and bluegrass and jazz and pretty much anything. You'll hear about any kind of music on my channel. So please come over and check it out and participate, comment. Thank you.
Sam.
Sam St. John, Americana. I love the 60s. I play some music every now and then on my channel. I'm hoping to do a few concert reviews. I've got probably 6 or 7 concerts lined up starting in February through at least September. I'll be doing reviews on those. So come check it out. Bob Dylan, Van Morrison, the Monkees, John Prine, whatever. Just come on over and we'll have fun.
And Robert?
Robert's on my turntable. Lover of 70s and 80s classic rock, but I also get into Marillion and Clutch and Opeth and all these other fine bands. I just have a contest I just started today to push to 700 plus, I hope. I want to catch up with these 2 guys up in the corner, and also you, Jim. And Sam, I want you to join us as well. I want you to get up there also. But yeah, come on over, like, subscribe, leave wonderful comments, because I answer all my comments. And thank you so much. And it's been a pleasure meeting you, Jim. You're amazing.
Thank you.
An extra long plug, Robert. What's your contest theme?
It is name 5 bands that influenced you when you were a teenager.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So that's why I chose Grand Funk, We're an American Band, Machine Head, Deep Purple, and Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and Supertramp, Crime of the Century, because they were all influential albums to me back in the day.
Cool.
And yeah, I love them all. Still love them today.
Jim, you have about 10 seconds. And then we have to go.
Sorry.
Jim Newstead, like it says on the screen there. Jim Newstead, that's my name. That's the name of the channel. I listen to music. It's all sorts, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, rock, metal stuff, everything.
Thank you, everyone.
This was great.
I love the classic. No, oh God, please, no.
Leave them wanting more. That's what they always say.
Yeah. Till next time.
Yeah, thanks everybody, and thanks for everybody that commented. I apologize if I missed any comments.
He does it on purpose.
I do.
If he ignores your
Sometimes I
comment, it's because he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Very shallow man.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, thanks as always.
Bye.
And
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
This goes on for about half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye. And